afternoon, everyone. My name is Pooja, and welcome to my presentation on Eat Right in order to shop right. Earlier, I talked about eating healthy on the run, like how daily routines have made it so difficult for people to eat and make appropriate choices. So today, I'm going to talk about nutrition labels, which are equally important while you are shopping out. So how many of you in here are acquainted with nutrition labels? Okay, majority of them. Okay, so it's going to be like a quick recap and more knowledge on how to read labels. So oftentimes nutrition labels are misinterpreted and read incorrectly. So today I will be explaining you all on how to read labels and what are important keywords to look for while reading. By the end of the presentation, we will develop an insight on how to define as well as identify the keywords on label in order to read it correctly. In addition, everyone will have an opportunity to apply the knowledge from my presentation today by answering a couple of questions. Okay, so this is like a simple, regular food label, oftentimes seen on the food package. It's basically a nutrition education tool. It should be used as a nutrition education tool rather than it's not for teaching nutrition. One of the research says that the consumer learn more by passive learning, learn more by active learning than the passive. So today, because we have an active learning presentation, I chose this topic so it becomes easier for our consumer, you all, like individuals, to understand it way more better. So what nutrition information is provided on food labels? The four main ones is the nutrition facts, ingredient list, nutrition claims, and the health claims. Nutrition facts talks more about the specific amount of food on which all nutrient information is based, calories, 13 core nutrients, specific means the actual amount of each nutrient in milligrams or grams, and the percent daily value. So it's used since 2005, but labeling came into practice in 1999. When it was mandatory for every manufacturer to have a nutrition label on the product they manufacture. So what do they do? It's easy to find. So it's basically per serving, we have calories and all the nutrients in order. So it's easy to read and found on most of the pre-packaged foods. So there are certain exceptions. It says it's found on all pre-packaged foods. But there are exceptions like vegetables, fruits, meat, poultry, processed foods, sometimes like bakery items, coffee beans, and alcoholic beverages. So what can be like major reason of having exception? So two major are natural variation in the way the products are made by the manufacturer companies and the firms, and the other is the nutritional content, which varies from a product to product. Say for example in fruits and vegetables, the way they are grown. So use of nutrition facts. First of all, they are easy to compare. So basically, they are compared between similar foods with little or a lot of specific nutrient. For example, vitamin A, fiber, calcium. So you can have either of less or more of the nutrients per day according to your food choice for the entire day. And to select foods for special diets. So when I say special diet, that means people who, say for example, are diabetic and they are on a diabetic diet where they have to keep track of the amount of carbohydrate consumed in a day, nutrition facts come helpful. And also it says to make informed food choices. So it says nutrition facts are basically based on a very specific amount. And we see for here, for example, it's 3/4 of a cup, which is really very specific. So when it says specific amount, it's normally the one which we use in kitchen, like when we cook. So it's not like a rocket science or something. So it's like a cup or a slice. So it makes it easier for consumer to understand like what one packet of food has. So second is it compares the serving size of the amount you eat. So specific amount is listed under the nutrition facts you see here. It's more common measures used at home, as I said, and not necessarily suggest a quantity of food to be consumed. So it cannot be misinterpreted saying this is what you're supposed to be consuming in a day. It's just a generalized serving for the particular product. Okay, so it says a quick guide to percent DV. DV is the daily value of specific nutrient based on the kilocalories you consume for a day. On a nutrition label, in the nutrition label, normally it's based on 2,000 calorie diet. First of all, what does DV do is it determines whether there is a little or a lot of nutrient in a product. It's a benchmark to evaluate the nutritional content of the food, and it recommends a very healthy diet. So there are like three basic things when it comes to percent DV. It's look for the label, then choose appropriate. So it says already like we limit these nutrients when we know like these are like when it comes to fat, cholesterol, and sodium when it's related to chronic diseases. And it says get enough of this, which are like the micronutrients necessary for the healthy functioning of our body. So it's look, read, and choose are three different ones. Next is the ingredient list. It says list all the ingredients for a food by weight from most of the least. So it's in the descending order normally. So the one over here, for example, this is a normal sample of the ingredient list. It says whole grain rolled oats. So if it says it's the first one, that means that's the highest in amount, like by weight in a particular product. And it also, ingredient list also lists sugars like sucrose, dextrose, fructose also. It's a source of information on certain nutrients. It's a source of information for people with food allergies too. So how we see like people have nut allergy, milk allergy, so it's easier to detect. What are nutritional claims? They are regulated statements by the government. And one of the major example is like when we find in calories, that's the nutritional content, a claim that 40 calories is the low, 100 calories is like moderate, which is like 5% based on 2,000, and 400 calories is like highest, like in higher amount, which is 20% of the 2,000 calorie diet. So some keywords to look for when it says free, it's like sodium free, low fat, reduced, it's like reducing calories. There are some examples of claims. It says health claims, which are normally seen on food packets. It's like a disease risk reduction claims, where the manufacturer is trying to emphasize something like a key feature in the product. So in this example, it's like a healthy diet with adequate calcium and vitamin D, and regular physical activity will help achieve stronger bones and reduce risk of osteoporosis. So this is an example of a healthy claim. They are generally developed, and it's not supposed to be completely relied on. So yeah, just to summarize what I said, starting from how to read one. So we start from here, so see the serving size, what you require for the day. Go down, check the calories. Then go here to see what to be limited and what to look for more when you're picking a food item. Then you go for footnote. Footnote is basically, it gives information on the percent DV, which we talked earlier about. And it never changes, and it's based on the dietary advice by the regulations made by the federal government. And then it comes over here at number 6, then you look for what is less and what is higher. So 5% or less is low in any of the food label, and if it's 20 or more, it's in high. So say for example in this one, it says 18%, 20%. So we would make an assumption saying fat is highest in amount in this particular product. So now I would have my assistant pass out the activity sheets. It's gonna be one per table. It's a question. It's not anything challenging. It's just like revising, like recapping of what we learned and able to apply it. So if you need help, I'll be going around. You'll like around a minute to 2 minute half, and we'll discuss the answers together.
I know.
How is everyone doing? Is anyone still working on it? All done. Are you guys finished?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over it together. Starting from here. So, which group had this one for the cereal? What did you pick? A. Why? Exactly. So it's like more percent. Like this product has more fiber than this one. Good job. Which group had counting off like how much of fat is in the cookie? Okay. What did you get?
For the 2 cookies, we got 4.5.
Right.
And for 6, we got 13.
Right. Good job. And this label right here. Which group had this? Did you identify correctly?
I think it's water.
Water. It's a water, yeah. This was the easy guess. Okay, I'm sorry. Which group had this one? For the percent DV. What would you answer?
Yes. Items very unhealthy to be more than the daily value in fat or calories.
Right. So the question was, it says, would it change? Of course it would, because normally the percent DV on a sample nutrition label would be based on 2,000 calories. And not everyone consumes 2,000 calories. It depends on what calorie intake a person has. So for example, I just said here, so if a person is consuming 2,500 calorie diet, it would be 25% more of the calories overall. So it would add up to 125 for the daily value. And I explained with giving a reason. So who identified this one? Which group had this?
Yeah, we got it right.
Right? Yeah, how did you guess it?
The high sugar content and then vitamin C.
Exactly. This was the right one, like it was.
Potassium is what differentiated it from any other juice because
Oh, okay.
That's serving size.
And which group get this one? Did you get it right?
We failed.
Okay, as 3 basic are like trans fat, sugars, and protein because the federal government does not have any set like a guideline or like you would say a reference point where they can decide upon the numbers, most of them. And for the protein, it's like concerned in children greater than 4 years of age. So yeah. So in reference to the activity just performed, I hope everyone had something to learn and get back with them. And there are a variety of nutrition labels present out there. This was just an example I talked about. So as I said earlier, reading makes all the difference while choosing food. Thus in the end, I wish the information on how to read the keywords and knowing what they mean would help everyone make a better choice and have the lifestyle they ever wanted. Thank you.